Welcome back to our conversation with Congresswoman Lori Trahan of the 3rd District of Massachusetts. And Lori, almost immediately after Special Counsel Robert Mueller completed his testimony last month, you called for impeachment proceedings to begin, the 6th member of our delegation to do so. What did you hear that made you change your mind? And I got to ask you, there are some in your district who suggested that pressure on you to do that from your opponent last time around, Dan Coe, who may be running against you again, played a role, did it?
No more than all the other constituents who, called my office expressing their concern. It wasn't a change of mind. We always had impeachment on the table. And I think as the administration continued to obstruct the investigative and the oversight hearings, not complying with the subpoenas, that was, moving us in that direction. I definitely wanted Robert Mueller to come and testify because I think it's really important, not just for the people of my district who didn't read the report, but all over the country for them to hear from him. And important things, right, that the Attorney General and the President, misrepresented his findings completely. He never exonerated the President. In fact, if it was you or I, we would have been charged, right? And that there's ample evidence of obstruction of justice for us to pursue. And that had to be fleshed out, I think, and people needed to hear that for themselves. I'll tell you, the thing that, he said that was so compelling, and I was happy that that's out in the public domain and putting pressure on the Senate right now, is this fact that the Russians are acting right now proactively to interfere again with our 2020 election. So, yeah, it's not a decision I take lightly. I mean, I lived through the Clinton impeachment as a staffer, and so I was very thoughtful, about my approach. I know how divisive this can be when it's not more self-evident rather than portrayed as a partisan decision. And so, yeah, I called for impeachment proceedings.
Well, in the debate, the first debate last week, Senator Warren, who you've endorsed her candidacy, said that concerns that were being raised about Medicare for all, of the cost of it, and so on, ability to keep private insurance down the road, that these were Republican talking points that shouldn't even be coming up in a Democratic debate. Do you agree with that?
I think what Elizabeth Warren is doing is trying to make the conversation more bold, right? Trying to bring our country to a place where we're aspiring to be much better. The reality is, she's pragmatic as well. She knows that when we get to the negotiating table and we discuss health care, that there's going to be a lot of people at that table, and she knows how to manage all that. But I like the fact that, what she said to Congressman Delaney is, why would you be running for president if you weren't going to talk about the changes that we should be promoting? And I think those bold, big ideas are important to have as, guardrails for what's possible.
It just sounded like she was trying to shut down the dissent. Is that your position, that it should be shut down?
No, I think you want to have all people at the table so that we understand what's achievable. And I think, that happens in our legislative process. I'll tell you, I think people forget Nancy Pelosi used to be, the poster child for a single-payer system. And then she realized when she was negotiating and, frankly, ushering in the Affordable Care Act, that was possible. So, I think it's great that we're talking about big ideas. You always land in a better place, and we have better outcomes when we have bold ideas.
Congresswoman, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Always good to talk to you. We'll see you again soon. That's Congresswoman Lori Trahan of the 3rd District. Thanks for joining us. Back now to my colleagues from much, much more WBZ News.